Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, December 3rd, 2018. Okay, so he was a college dropout. At least he gave college a chance. Okay, so he broke into a few cars, had a marijuana charge and a gun. He even had an altercation with police officers, not wanting to get arrested, but he's learned his lesson. That was years ago, and people do change. But no one, absolutely no one, would think he would be involved in this. He began acting strange, a bit odd. He got up and he would start running for miles and miles. Sometimes he'd be out running all day. This went on for weeks. He asked a construction worker on one of his runs for help. He told him he was hearing a man in his throat telling him to do things that he did not want to do. The man was able to get him back to his family. Scott resided with his grandparents, Joseph, 72, and Rose, 69, in Manigault. They had raised him. His aunt Kenya, 42, and his younger cousin Faith, 15, Manigault. They lived there as well. They were a very close-knit and caring family, people that knew them well would say. When that good Samaritan brought him back home, they knew that something wasn't right. Scott would disclose he was hearing a man in his throat telling him to do evil things that he did not want to do. His aunt Kenya had taken him to this psychiatric mental facility not too far from their home. They would tell the medical staff that Scott was hearing an evil man in his throat. Scott and his aunt was turned away. They had no money. They had no insurance to pay for the service, so the hospital told them that there was nothing that they can do, and they refused him medical attention. By the time she returned back home with her nephew, they didn't know, but Scott was suffering from an onset of schizophrenia. But still, no one would think it would get to this. Scott would run off to a local church enraged and weeping. Two church members calmed him down, praying, singing with him. A text was sent out by Faith to another family member the night before. It read that Loveqwan wanted everyone in the home to disconnect electronics. She was scared. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know what was going to happen. But she had become afraid of her cousin. Police were called the next day to the medical home. When the police entered the side door, Scott was coming out the front door. His hand had lacerations on them, and it was wrapped in a bloody shirt. He had blood on him, and he was yelling, quote, "I'm not sick," unquote. He had bludgeoned his entire family, all four of them, with dumbbells. Two family members were found in the garage, and two were found in a bedroom inside the home. Scott was arrested with no incident. When it was time to fill out the visitor's form that allows you up to 4 people to see you while you're in jail, Scott would choose 4 people. 3 of them he had just murdered. A little over a year would pass and he would go to trial. This was very rare, but the judge, the defense, everyone agreed. and he was acquitted of all charges. Not guilty by reasons of insanity. Him and his aunt, the one that he killed, was so desperately looking for help, and a mental health facility had turned them away because of lack of money. The lawyer, overwhelmed, that he won a case again, looked at Scott and told him, "We won the case." Scott responded, quote,
"It doesn't mean I get my family back.
It doesn't bring my family back," unquote. Many people are in jail not because they are criminals. It's because they can't afford psychiatric treatment. They figure in a cell, once they remove their shoelaces and take the bed sheets out the cell, that they can't hurt themselves, and they keep them by themselves so they can't hurt anyone. So they keep them there. But one day, because they are not criminals, they will be released. Scott remained in custody since the slayings of his family. He was ordered to go to a mental health facility and undergo a treatment plan approved by the South Carolina Department of Mental Health, and it only cost 4 of his family members.